Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be a speed review video. So these are all products that I tried for the first time, and now that I've tried them a little bit more, I'm ready to give you my overall thoughts and just quickly go through, summarize if I like these products, if I don't, if I'm going to declutter them, or they're now holy grail status. So if that all sounds good to you, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't yet. I would love it if you stuck around, but with all that, let's just get started talking about these products. All right, so most of these products are complexion products because I do a completely separate palette ranking video, and I also do foundation separately as well. So these are all like lip products, cheek products, concealers, stuff like that. And for these, I don't rank them since they're not a one category. They're a little bit of mix of everything. Instead, I like to do it in kind of sections. So we have like the bad section, which if it was on a scale from 1 to 10 would be like a 1 to a 3. And those are things that I'm going to declutter. I don't need in my collection. I just didn't like them. Then we have like the good, the okay category. That would be like a 4 to a 6. 4 to 6-ish in that range. And those are products, you know, they're good. Do they blow my mind? No, but I have them. I'm not going to declutter them. I'll get some use out of them, but they're definitely not like I'm running around screaming their praises. And then we have Holy Grail, the best of the best. That's going to be, you know, from a 7 to a 10, more like an 8 to a 10, I would say. The really good stuff, the stuff I'm really happy that I tried out and I would recommend to everyone if they asked. So this has been a while since I've done my last speed reviews. I've just been traveling a lot. I also want to make sure that I'm properly testing things out if they were first impressions and getting my thoughts. I've been trying a lot less new things this year, so I haven't posted that many videos, but I have a good selection now. We're almost done with this year, so I thought it would be a good time to just kind of clear out my speed review drawer, summarize these products, and start fresh. So we're going to start from the bottom, work our way to the top. The bad category, the declutter category, I only have one thing, which is always great because I actually don't want products in this category. I want to know that I spent my money on good things, but I do have one, and it is the Wet n Wild Incognito Concealer. I tried this in my full face from my drawer of shame. I'll link any videos corresponding to these products down below in the description box, as well as all the makeup that I'm wearing, which is a lot of these products here, but it's all in the description box. This is not a new concealer. It's a couple years old now. It launched a couple years ago, and I picked it up because I liked the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer so much. I've actually gone through a full one of those. I really liked it. This is much more full coverage than that concealer, and it's also just not flattering. It's thick. It is a thick, thick concealer, and I just don't think it does any favors on the under eyes. I just had a hard time like getting this to look good. I do like to set my concealer under my eyes, and that just added to it looking dry and just cakey. I don't really have too many creases, but it just made my under eyes look older. It didn't do it any favors, so I'm going to be decluttering this. It doesn't need to stay in my collection. That was my one thing though. Most of these are actually in kind of like that mid category. I really, unlike palettes and foundations, because I had some winners in palettes and foundations, let me just tell you. The rest of these though, like they kind of fall in mid. I don't have too much in my top. So let's just, I'm gonna kind of sort these out, I think. Let's just start with my complexion product first. It's the Fenty Beauty. This is the Pro Filter Soft Matte Powder Foundation in 185. I could have put this in my foundation roundup, but I didn't. It's an okay setting powder. I don't really use powder foundation as much as just like a powder foundation. I'm usually gonna put something underneath it. It's okay. It is lightweight on the skin. It is, you know, kind of blurring on the skin. It is matte. For me, it's a little bit too matte. And I think that's where it kind of is just like, okay. There's other powders I like more. I really can't see myself going into my powder drawer and specifically seeking this out. So that's why I kind of got put into mid-tier. Not a bad product. If you're oily, I could see people really enjoying this product. But for me, like, it's nothing special. It's just a powder to me. Then we'll go more complexion. I have my Auric Glow Lust. This was teetering on Holy Grail, but I really asked myself, like, would I recommend this product to people? And not really. I like the Charlotte Tilbury Unreal Skin Stick Foundation a little bit more. I find it to be very similar to this Auric, but it's more travel friendly. It's just easier to use. This is luxe. I mean, this is a glass bottle. It's very nice. Samantha Ravindell did an excellent job on this product. But I also, like, with all the dupes around now, I don't know if this stands out as much as it did when this first launched. I do think it was a superior product back then, but now, like, you can kind of get this from a lot of different products. And if I was to put this up against the Charlotte Tilbury, I would purchase the Charlotte Tilbury stick, not the Hollywood Flawless filter, over this. While I love luxe packaging and, you know, the experience of having it on a vanity, I travel too much for this to be practical for me. This is not something I'm going to prioritize taking traveling with me, and that does kind of come into my decision making. So I'm torn because I love the bottle. It's beautiful, it's stunning, but practicality wise, it's just not practical for me. For people who don't travel a lot, like, I'm sure it's fine. Other than that, like, the formula is nice. It is a good product and I will use it, but it's nothing like super special now. And then we get into like some, let's do blush first. The two blushes that I have the Bare Minerals. This is just the Gen Nude Powder Blush in Call My Blush. And then I have the Physicians Formula. This is the matte blush in Mauvy Mattes. I am wearing the Physicians Formula today. It smells so good. It smells like tropical candy. It doesn't have that like butter bronzer smell. It has the butter bronzer smell with some sweetness to it. This is really pretty. Packaging, 10 out of 10. Cute. Wish it was like slimmer. Like, I don't love how bulky it is, but I will say the imprint is super stunning. Like I said, I'm wearing it today. Very pigmented. I had to actually go over and take my powder brush and kind of just like soften it up a little bit. So if you love a bright blush, you will like this, but you can also tone it down. Very happy with this. The Bare Minerals, average, normal. The reason I even have this is because last year for holiday, I picked up the bronzer, and it came in like a little holiday set. So you got the bronzer with just their normal blush in a set, and it was cheaper than buying the bronzer full price. So that's why I ended up getting this. I would recommend the bronzers or the Bounce and Blur blushes, it's a lot of these, more than I would this blush. And even over the bronzer, I would recommend the Bounce and Blur. I like those the best out of all the Bare Minerals blushes. So this is okay, nothing special. Like, get the Physicians Formula if you're deciding between the two. It's all right. I'm not going to declutter it. I'll keep it in my collection for now, but I could see this being on the chopping block in the future. It just doesn't stand out enough, and it's not cute. It's nothing. Like, at least the Physicians Formula has a cuteness factor. That's just like, it's kind of boring. It is. It just is. Two products from Nabla. I finally pulled these out of my drawer of shame as well. So I have the bronzer and the highlight. Also, like, towards the higher Holy Grail status, but just not quite there. Picked these up during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. That's when I picked these up, and they're nice. They are really nice. Like, I can see why they were so raved about for so long, but I think it didn't change my life, you know? Like, it's okay. It's just not one of those that is super mind-blowing. It is like, I love the packaging. I love that it's baked. It's a very nice tone of bronzer specifically. I love that it's a little bit cooler. I have the shade Ombre, which is I think like the most popular shade, but really nice. I will get some use out of this. Like I said, it's on the higher end of this mid category. It just doesn't like dip its toes into, if I was to recommend any bronzer, it would be this one. This might be like on the top 5, but I don't know. Something's holding me back from like really, really loving this. Maybe I need to just try it more, put it in a project or something. I gave it like, yeah, I used it for like about a week, but it was nice. It just didn't blow my mind. Same thing with the highlight. The highlight is blinding. If you like a subtle highlight, you will not like this. I do appreciate though that this is like a more traditional highlight. We've really been going into these blush lighters, like very luminous blush highlight hybrids. I don't love that. I want a traditional highlight. This is in Ozone. This formula does come in those. I think it was like the original, honestly. Like I think of the Rare Beauty now. Those are kind of what's popular. Nabla did it first. They have shades like that first, but I wanted just like traditional highlight. That's what I have. So, you know, those are good, but not shout it from the rooftops kind of products. Let's talk about my other bronzer that I have that's in this mid category, and it's the Gucci one. Look, this also a lot of people love, and I will say I like it more than the Nabla, but I will say part of that's probably because it's Gucci. So, I don't know. Take that with what you will. Tone, very similar. Still kind of gives you that very cool neutral tone, which I really love. I don't think you can even see. It's very light. I have the shade Fair because I heard that was a better shade. I'm happy with this shade. I just don't think I don't think that this was worth the hype like the Nabla. The Nabla, I can understand the hype. The Gucci, I cannot understand the hype, is where I'm at with that. So the Gucci is more cool. This is the Gucci. This is the Nabla. It's kind of bordering contour, which I love. I do like this highlight. I just don't think it was worth the hype. And I would be fine not having it. I am trying a lot of luxury bronzers as of recent. I kind of want to do a luxury bronzer roundup. I have the Gucci, the YSL. I just recently purchased the Dolce & Gabbana. And then I have the Tom Ford. So I'm going to really put all those to the test and then kind of do a roundup on some luxury bronzers and tell you what I think is the best for the money and the price that you're going to spend. But it's okay. I'm interested to still try the blush and the highlight. I know a lot of people have been raving about the highlight, but I'm a little bit hesitant now because if I already found this to be a little underwhelming, will I also find the blushes and the highlight to be underwhelming as well? I would love to hear your thoughts down below if you've tried all three, because yeah, I'm just not feeling like as great about that purchase. I could take it or leave it is really what it comes down to. And then I have two more things to talk about in the mid category before we get to the top. The Too Faced lip injection. This is a like opaque lip gloss in Glossy and Bossy. My first Too Faced lip injection, and it's okay. I don't hate that plumping effect like a lot of people do. I can stand it. It's fine. Will I go out of my way for a plumping gloss? No, but I'm glad to have one or two in my collection. I actually have the Sephora Outrageous plumping gloss in my Shop My Stash, and that is much stronger than this, I will say. Like, the lip injection is strong, but that Sephora one is no joke. If you really want something plumping, go for that one. I'm glad I have a color in this. Like, again, I could take it or leave it. I'm happy to have it. I'll get some use out of it. I don't want to declutter it, but I wouldn't say rush out and get this. In fact, any of the plumping glosses, none of them I would say like rush out and get unless you really, really are into that formula. And I don't know anyone who like seeks out the lip injection, because I feel like if you're seeking it out, you probably already got lip filler and then you don't need it, right? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Now, my last product in the mid category are these Givenchy powders. These stirred up quite a lot of talk on the internet. They released on the French website. I live in France. Before they relaunched in America. So I did put these powders up against each other because I have two shades. I have 03 Vol Rosé, which is like the classic pink that everyone went nuts over. And then they extended their shade range to do 00 Tulle Opalescence. And this is like a very purpley pink. It's even lighter than the first one. So I decided to do like a video putting them up against each other to see if you could really tell a difference. And I knew that they had reformulated, but I did not see the shininess, the glitteriness that everyone else is seeing. I don't know, like this is very confusing because I know it's reformulated. I'm pretty sure I have the reformulated version. I'm wearing this today. I'm wearing the lighter, the 00, but I don't see like a lot of shininess. And maybe that's just because I didn't try the original and I don't have the original to pair it up against, but like these are still nice. I don't think they're Holy Grail hype status again, so maybe that's part of where the reformulation controversy comes in. I know a lot of people are very upset that they reformulated because they're saying it's worse and it's more shiny or glittery kind of, but I don't know. I don't see that in mine. And I really don't think that I have the unreformulated version because it did say, like, why would they release the new shade not reformulated right away? But maybe, I don't know, because I bought it directly on the Givenchy website. I don't see like any shine to it. I mean, it's very possible that maybe I didn't get the reformulated version and that's why like I like it and I'm not seeing any shimmer, but I just don't see why they would extend the shade range when they were also reformulating it. Like that doesn't make any sense to me. So I'm assuming that I have the reformulated version and that's what it said on the website, that you're getting the new reformulated version, but I just, on both of these, I don't see a ton of like really any shimmer. It's not matte. Like, for sure it's not super matte, but like I don't see glitter. I'm very confused. Regardless, whatever I have, reformulated or not, it's okay. I do like the Givenchy powders. In fact, the pressed powder is my holy grail. I love that for all over the face. I would recommend the pressed powder over the loose powder. Just the fact that these shades are more of a brightening powder puts these kind of more in the middle. I think I would be happier if I had more of an all-over face setting powder in one of these shades rather than kind of the brightening shade. So this really just comes down to shade, but I'm not going to pick up another one of these just to have an all-over face setting powder. I'll wait until I finish one of these minis. And then that brings me to my top tier holy grail status. I only have two things and they're kind of surprising. The most surprising being this lip gloss. I don't know if I've ever put a lip gloss in my top tier for a speed review, but I really enjoy this. This is from Bare Minerals and this is in the shade Sincerity. I think I got this free gift with purchase. Those holiday sets that I purchased last year, I think this came free gift with purchase, or maybe I needed free shipping or something like that. But every Bare Minerals lip product I've really, really enjoyed. They did change the scent. The old ones that I have used to smell like chocolate, and these smell like candy, which I much prefer. I'm not a huge chocolate fan, but this is like an opaque gloss. I'm wearing it today. The color is beautiful. The thing is, like, not everyone loves an opaque gloss, and I think that's because a lot of the times when they're opaque, they feel thick. This is the best opaque gloss I've ever tried. It is so thin on the lips. It doesn't leave like those strings on you, on your lips or anything. It feels like a lip balm type of product, but with opacity. I very much enjoy this lip product and I would recommend it to a lot of people if they were looking for an opaque lip gloss. So that's why I put it in the top tier. And then my very last product to talk about is a concealer. It's the L'Oreal True Match. This was also in my drawer of shame and love it. First of all, this doe foot is fantastic. I believe when they came out with this, they said it's supposed to mimic a fingertip. It absolutely does. It is the best doe foot I've come across. I love how it's like flat on the edge. Like YSL did a very similar one, but it has a groove and it's pointed to try and give you like precision. This one's so much better. Simple, love it. Like you can just, there's so much control, so much spreadability with this. This is also a full coverage foundation. This is also a full coverage concealer, but it's not thick and cakey like the Wet n Wild. It just looks really good. I like this more than the True Match foundation. I will be getting my use out of this. It says it has hyaluronic acid and caffeine. I don't know. The Wet n Wild makes my eyes look older. This makes my eyes look younger. So I'm putting this in the top tier. It's not even like a meh for me because I think about this product and I would go into my speed reviews drawer to get it. After I do the speed reviews, I put everything with like my normal collection. But until then, it stays in a specific drawer and it's away from my makeup collection. And when I think about something and I walk over to that drawer to pull it out and try it, not just because I need to in order to get thoughts for the video, but because I want to use it, that tells me it's holy grail status. And that's what I've been doing with this concealer. So very much like it, very much recommend it. I have the shade C2. That's the shade I have. So it's actually a nice shade if you want something lighter for a brighter under eye. Like it a lot. It doesn't crease. It doesn't look heavy. It sets down, but you can still use powder. I don't think you have to use powder if you don't want to. It is like an either or type of situation. So for people who don't like powder, this still looks nice. Doesn't make your eyes look older. Overall, highly recommend. And those are all the products that I have to talk about. I would love to hear your opinions down below. If you own any of these, like them, love them, don't love them, because a lot of these were older this round, I think. None of these were like the newest of the new, maybe except for the Givenchy powders. I think they've all been out for quite some time now, and they were just things I was interested in and threw them into a video to test and try that I had. So if you've had these products and you like them or don't like them, let me know down below. I'm happy that we're going to be starting 2025 pretty fresh here. There shouldn't be too many rollover products to go into the next year, and I'll kind of keep these like within a good time frame, even if my speed reviews videos are few and far in between. That's all right. But this is where I'm going to leave you all. I hope you're having a great one, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.